Hello, in today's video I'm going to teach you how to set up altar for your ancestral spirits. It goes like follows. Put the pictures of your ancestors and 2 white candles at each side of the picture. Then light 2 candles. Then light the incense in front of the pictures of your ancestors. After that, clean the table and proclaim dedication of the space to your ancestors. Then recite hymn to your ancestors, which I will give you right now in this video, 72 times. And after you recited the following hymn 72 times, focus on your intention of opening a portal to your ancestors. And after you did so, recite hymn 9 more times. Up to this point, you probably feel a bunch of energy raised in the space. After you recited the hymn to ancestors for 9 more times, ritual is over. You can close it. But before you close it, leave some offering to your ancestors. Probably alcohol. Alcohol is the best in my opinion, because alcohol crosses veil between the worlds really quickly. And this is the hymn to your ancestors. Taitu ktonia maetani Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Ktonia, Ktonia, Ktonia Hecate istaitu enat Taitu ktonia maetani Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Ktonia, Ktonia, Ktonia Hecate istaitu enat Taitu ktonia maetani Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Ktonia, Ktonia, Ktonia Hecate istaitu enat Taitu ktonia maetani Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Ktonia, Ktonia, Ktonia Hecate istaitu enat Taitu ktonia maetani Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Ktonia, Ktonia, Ktonia Hecate istaitu enat. So, if you didn't notice already, this hymn heavily calls upon Hecate in her chthonic aspect. Now I will explain to you, for the purpose of this video, why the chthonic aspect is called. So we are dealing here with the spirits of the dead. Chthonic or underworldly aspect of Hecate is definitely really good for controlling and communicating with dead people. We are dealing here with your ancestors, and this form of Hecate is really good for that. She will kinda act like a bridge between you and your ancestors and empower your connection with them through recitation of this hymn. Now, I want to talk about also in this video why invocation is important. and why invoking deities is important, and how you setting up this ancestral altar can help you. So, through setting this ancestral altar, you essentially create a bridge between world of the dead and world of the living. More you feed the images of your ancestors, which are on the altar, the bigger is connection between your ancestors. And if you use this altar a lot, it will literally create a portal between you and the world of the dead. You will kind of have slight poltergeist activity. You will have strong synchronicities, because your ancestors will really take care of you through this working and path working. And instructions for setting up ancestral altar and consecrating it for this video were channeled by Hecate herself. So yeah, I really did the best I could to give you the best content, guys. And you have a right to express your experience with this in the comment section. But let's continue. So my advice is also to invoke Hecate daily during the time you are working with your ancestors, because invocation of spirits is really important. Invoking Hecate will help you a lot in developing psychic abilities and developing your perception of spirits. Now, what is most important in invocation is focus. In order to continue this video, I first need to explain what invocation is. So, invocation is technically when you summon spirit into your body. So, how it is done and how to prepare for invocation. First, you need to kind of fast in a way, not eat too much. You also need to abstain from sex as much as possible to prepare for invocation. You need to be clean for this ritual physically and spiritually. You need to do cleansing beforehand. And you also need to kind of wash yourself in a consecrated bath if possible. And then you should recite the invocation of Hecate. Now, I channeled Invocation of Hecate for the purpose of this video, but you don't have to use my invocation. You can use invocation channeled by anybody else. Invocation of Hecate, if done regularly, will prepare you for any kind of working. I suggest invoking Hecate a few times before opening this ancestral altar. But it is your choice. Will you kinda invoke Hecate beforehand or not? This is something you should decide, really. And how to do invocation properly, outside of preparation we mentioned. So, first, raise the sacred space. We will teach raising of the sacred space, specifically in another video of mine, not in this one. After you rose the sacred space and did all of the necessary preparation in abstaining from sex, fasting, and washing yourself in a consecrated bath, then repeat Invocation of Hecate over and over again. And she will kind of start entering your body energetically. When she starts entering your body energetically, focus on her energy and focus on repeating invocation even more. Hecate comes relatively quickly if she is willing to arrive, so you won't need a lot of repetition. Once her presence in you reaches a certain point, it is wise for a practitioner to focus on her energy and communicate with deity within herself and give his requests. Regarding offerings, in my experience, Hecate likes some slight alcoholic drinks, eggs, and milk. This is instruction I received from another Hecatean devotee who is a really good friend of mine. Another Hecatean devotee who is really a good friend of mine suggested roses as an offering. Now, I generally don't give roses as an offering, so this is something which I got as advice from another person and I didn't test it. Many people advise invoking Hecate at the crossroads. However, due to my physical disability, I was unable to invoke her at the crossroads, but I will try to do it in the future when I have the opportunity. My personal invocation of Hecate gave good results wherever I did them. In my personal experience, they performed best during the night or the dark moon, and my invocations of Hecate were much stronger during the night than during the day. I didn't notice any alteration of invocation or its effects depending on the location I did it. However, I noticed that her presence was much stronger at the graveyards and different places which are surging with necromantic energy. So, I will right now recite to you my invocation of Hecate. You can use. However, you can use any invocation you find useful and effective. This is only the invocation I am using personally. So, do with it as you will. I invoke you, Hecate, the primal one, the Thracian, the goddess of the night, the immortal one. I invoke you, Hecate, the three-headed one, mother of the wild twilight. I call you, Hecate, the chthonic one, mighty infernal force, followed by the dead. Hecata Trachea Chtonia. I invoke you, Hecate, the primal one, the Thracian, the goddess of the night, the immortal one. I invoke you, Hecate, the three-headed one, mother of the wild twilight. I call you, Hecate, the chthonic one, mighty infernal force, followed by the dead. Hecata Trachea Chtonia. I invoke you, Hecate, the primal one, the Thracian, the goddess of the night, the immortal one. I invoke you, Hecate, the three-headed one, mother of the wild twilight. I call you, Hecate, the chthonic one, mighty infernal force, followed by the dead. Hecata Trachea Chtonia. So this is invocation of Hecate I use. I hope this video was really informative for you, and I have one last advice regarding work with Hecate and the dead. This work can be extremely beneficial for you, but you need to be careful. You need to understand that this form of energy and power is one of the most potent forms of energy and power you can harness. Work with the dead and the underworld is one of the most potent forms of magic, but you need to be really careful. You need to treat Hecate and the dead with the utmost respect. You need to prepare for your rituals, know what you are doing, and first and foremost, you need to be honest. Hecate doesn't tolerate dishonesty of any kind. And with those last words, I end this video. Thanks for watching. And I also wanna inform you all guys that my really good friend is having an occult shop selling occult items, so if you wanna support me and her, please check the link in the description. She is by far one of the best sorcerers and magical practitioners I know.